What's happening? I think I'm starting to understand what it is about the birds, and I think what they're attracted to is because now I'm starting to remember. It's like, man, this used to happen to me out on the roof too, because it's like, or uh, I've also done foundations up in Alden, Michigan. So I mean that's kind of out in the sticks. So you're gonna see some things while you're out there. And then a lot of these jobs that I've done have been around with the state too. So it's like, but it's like birds, they build nests. You know what I'm saying? And another thing they're always doing, they're always peeping. You know what I'm saying? They're always watching. Like there's one somewhere sitting up high where everyone can see him. He's watching you or the cats around. You know what I'm saying? And so they're always observing anyway, and they're always communicating. They're sending little tweets and queaks and quacks and other sounds back and forth, little toots, and maybe even there's noises that are inaudible and imperceivable even to us. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but it's like, imagine you're shooting a bow. It's going and it's breaking the wind. You know what I'm saying? It's making a whistle and a hum or a fluttering sound. And the birds recognize that because that's one of the ways they communicate. Because the first time I had bird communication was I was doing whipping with my fingers. You know what I'm saying? It's like I know how to listen for it. I know what it sounds like. It's very subtle, but it's there. And the birds do this just when they fly. It's just it makes a humming. It's a constant flapping. It's really fast flapping anyway. Uh, you know what I'm saying? So they recognize that sound. Same thing when you swing a sword through the air. It goes. You know what I'm saying? It goes. Or sometimes the blade vibrates and it kind of goes. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like that. Same thing. If you were, chopping on something in a rhythmic pattern like a boxer, even. You know what I'm saying? Punching a bag, because they do develop a rhythm. And you know what I'm saying? Like Sun Tzu says a lot about rhythm and timing. If you know the enemy's timing, you just got to know when it's in. When it's like you want to interrupt them at a bad time, and then you catch them with their damn hands in a cookie jar. So they're trying to map us like that. So you got to learn how to map them back. You know what I'm saying? Basically, same thing with these birds. They're mapping you anyway. You might as well learn how to map them. It's just recognizing. You know what I'm saying? It's communication. It's communicating without communicating. You know what I'm saying? It's telegraphing sometimes. And sometimes it's telegraphing something that isn't real. But people jump on the bait, which kind of brings them out of their secret location. So you know what I'm saying? So these are all things that birds do that too. You know what I'm saying? They artificially telegraph. Like one bird will get all crazy right here and it'll make a spectacle for you to watch. That's so these other two down there behind you can drop down, snag up some string that's in the yard behind you, and then that one will fly away and you look, and then those ones will fly the other direction. I mean, they can even work like that. Uh, uh, it's crazy. So that's some of it. Here's another thing. If you're a hunter, you're quiet and you're just sitting in ambush. There's another thing. You'll see a lot of ambush. You know what? A lot of times I'll just sit there in the dark and I'll just sit really still and I'll just breathe real quiet. And dude, I've had a cat walk right up next to me and by me and it didn't even know I was there. These are very perceptive animals who can see in the dark. You know what I'm saying? So if you can trick them, the same principle will work with people who don't have as good of senses. But people can have those they can be watching you from space and fucking infrared and shit, which kind of sucks. You know what I'm saying? But this still will work in different situations. And the birds operate off that principle. And here's another thing. Sometimes they'll come and watch you because they know they're beyond your reach. So they'll just sit there right outside your reach and kind of mock you, like, ha ha ha, look, we're up here, you're down there, you can't get us. You know what I'm saying? I think birds, it's just like horses. If you watch horses from afar where they don't know you're watching them, they'll start playing. You know what I'm saying? Like they get bored and they start jumping around. Like if you leave something around, they'll grab it in their mouth and carry it somewhere and throw it around. Same thing with dogs. It's just with animals. It seems like in the meantime, they do like entertainment. They like doing what they're supposed to do. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing. If you're out there on a roof in a nature spots anyway, I guess you're gonna see nature more often. And they observe you. You know what I'm saying? And you change their behavior by you being around. You don't. It just most people don't really recognize it because they're not paying attention. They're so focused on the task, they're not paying attention to the full spectrum. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's telegraphed communication going on around you, but you just ain't perceiving it because you haven't trained your mind to take things in without trying. You just take them in. You know what I'm saying? And then let them take their course. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to force things. You know what I'm saying? You just want to take it in. It's like you can't force it in. You got to learn how to just take it in naturally. Because if you force things, you'll make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? You'll something that was that was telegraphed, that was a feign. You'll pick that up and run with it, and that's part of the agenda. You know what I'm saying? You got to teach yourself not to. Uh, you gotta wait out the feign. You know what I'm saying? Because then once again, then it's like you draw them out onto a limb, and then they're exposed out on the limb. You know what I'm saying? Birds understand this tactic right here, like I was saying. I'm telling you, they be working as a team. It's like the gremlins, man. Gremlins come in many forms. It just, uh, who misplaced that item? You know what I'm saying? Or, animals, rodents. You know what I'm saying? Little kids, man. Sometimes it's you and your memory. You know, not bad memory, bad short term memory. Sometimes it's saboteurs, you know what I'm saying, that are doing it on intentionally, and that it's crazy, but you just got to learn how to take all that in, and you know what I'm saying, and not take it to heart, take it the wrong way, let it. It's like a current that carries you off in a direction where you don't want to go, deeper into danger, into rapids, into rocks. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just because the water might look not turbulent on the surface doesn't mean under it doesn't carry you off into the dark depths, the dark cold depths. That's why it always says it. Here's more Sun Tzu. A river, a river is it's awkward terrain. You know what I'm saying, to be around, because and everything in Chinese strategy is a lot of it's to do with just crossing rivers. You know what I'm saying? Because in those days when uh, you all had chariots and horses, they'd get stuck real quick in a river. So I mean that sucks. Rivers are to be avoided, especially in situations where it's bad. That's the spot where they're going to get you, is rivers. But a river is a place also where you can make these people. Say they're trying to hide a large bunch of people at a river. You know what I'm saying? It's like it'll draw them out. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if they catch you in the wrong side of the river, it'll be hard for you to get away. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's part of the strategy, is knowing how things work for and against you. Even it says that too. Here's more ancient battle things that due to the animal internet. If it says wherever the carcass is, the eagles and the vultures and the birds are gathered. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's simple as that. As well, you want which way's the battlefield? Look for the vultures. You know what I'm saying? That's old school animal internet action. I mean, there's deeper levels like pigeon calling. That's proven can be done. They say it's due to genetics, but no, it's due to it's behavior conditioning over time. You know what I'm saying? You get the birds most suited to doing that, and you keep reproducing those intentionally and feeding them the best. They're gonna produce more birds. Better quality, more to the suiting of what your desire is. You know what I'm saying? Just like falconry. What's falconry? It's using birds of prey as a hunting device, or you could even use them for other things. It just you can train anything. If you keep working at it, you can train things to do extraordinary things. More animal internet. Also, it's I mean, this is part of, you don't you think Adam in the garden, had these abilities, falconry, calling the dogs in and talking to birds, and having a job to name all the animals. You know what I'm saying? So this is part of our existence as well, as understanding animals, nature, things like that. I mean, it's all there. It just sucks that we have to even think that way. I'd rather not have to even know strategy at all. But the sad fact is that the bad people do know strategy. You know what I'm saying? Very well, and it's a very cunning tool. You know what I'm saying? Of perceiving the future or even orchestrating the future. You know what I'm saying? It's a very scary. You can get scary accurate. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing to take lightly. Take it serious because they take it serious. It's not. You can refuse to admit it exists or not, but that's the bigger the fool. You know what I'm saying? Who refuses to accept the truth or see it when it's there for you to be seen. You know what I'm saying? It's just people miss a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't trained their minds uh, to let it sink in.